Destroyed. He's heartbroken.
Buster described his family as tight-knit and Murdaugh as a devoted father. But prosecutors have painted Murdaugh as a manipulative man who conned people out of millions of dollars for years. They claim Murdaugh killed his wife and son in an attempt to distract from a decade of alleged financial crimes before they came to light as part of a separate civil case involving his son Paul, who was charged with boating under the influence in a crash that killed a 19-year-old girl. Police body camera from the night of the murder shows Murdaugh suggesting the boat crash as the killer's motive.
My son was in a boat wreck. He's been getting threats. I know that's what it is.
Before wrapping its case last week, the prosecution showed jurors footage of investigators questioning Murdaugh 2 months after the murders.
Did you kill Maggie?
Did I kill my wife?
Yes, sir.
No, Daddy.
Prosecutors also played video recorded by Paul Murdaugh just before his death, showing his father wearing a different outfit from the white T-shirt and shorts he had on when police arrived. CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman.
So the prosecution may have been very, very effective, but it's getting to that motive that becomes the stretch.
The defense team says they're considering putting Alex Murdaugh on the stand to testify. They also plan to rest their case Friday, meaning the jury would likely begin deliberations sometime next week.
Now 7 at 11, your top stories in the next 7 minutes of the newscast. And we begin with another storm moving into Northern California. Tonight, people still cleaning up from last month's wet weather are now preparing for another round. Thanks for joining us here at 11 o'clock. I'm Adrienne Moore.
And I'm Tony Lopez. Already tonight, we're seeing strong winds in the valley, knocking down some trees. And check out the Bay Area. They got a bullseye already. Strong gusts causing damage this afternoon. Traffic on the Bay Bridge brought to a standstill after a tree fell onto the highway, blocking 3 lanes. The tree has since been cleared and lanes are back open.
Big old mess. Let's take a live look now at satellite radar. You can see the storm there moving into the region, bringing along some low snow with it.
Let's get over to meteorologist Christine Hansen with a look at the conditions in the Sierra tonight. Hi, Christine.
Hi there. We have seen some snow throughout the day today, and we'll continue to see that snow move out of the region, but heavy mountain snow and a first alert action day for both Thursday and for Friday. This is going to be a long chain control period where we see chains developing today all the way through Friday, all the way down to 1,000 feet, and we'll see just a few valley snowflakes if it all comes together right here in Sacramento. Our temperature's near 70, but this is our cold weather. We're expecting cooling down 10 to 15 degrees tomorrow. We'll only be in the 40s, so as much as 20 degrees colder than what we were yesterday by the end of the week. Still a few snow showers wrapping up in the mountains, but the next band of rain is offshore, and that will continue to funnel over the entire state, including Southern California all the way down to the Mexican border. Tonight, though, we're going to see mostly fair skies. Cold temperatures. Our winds will be lighter. We saw gusty winds today. The winds are already dropping off, so frosty conditions for the early part of the day, and then we look for a partly cloudy day early on, cold temperatures, and then the showers developing by late in the day. This storm system is going to bring cold air, and as it does, we'll track that and let you know if we can maybe see some valley snow. Adrienne.
All right, Christine, thanks. We'll see you in a bit. Right now, storm preps are underway all across the region.
CBS 13's Steve Large is in Cameron Park with what people are doing to get ready.
Well, they are still drying out here from those January storms. You can still feel the mushiness and the softness of the front lawns. There are tree limbs that are down a lot of the yards here, and there are sandbags up at a lot of these properties from a month ago as folks here now get ready for even more extreme weather. In Cameron Park, there were evacuations because of the January storms that led to massive flooding. In fact, standing water a foot deep in many of the homes around this area. Coming up at 11:08, we're going to talk to some of the neighbors about how they're getting ready once again for more extreme weather.
Steve, thank you. New details tonight in that massive fire in Stockton. Investigators say it sparked inside an abandoned warehouse on West Fremont Street just before 5 this evening. The flames so intense that part of the building collapsed. The winds fanning the flames over 3 nearby docks. The crews there eventually got things under control. The cause is still under investigation. A man is facing DUI charges tonight after a deadly crash that killed a mother and her toddler.
CHP says Francisco Jaregui was driving on Highway 20 near Sutter last night when he crossed into oncoming traffic, hitting an SUV head-on. The mother in that car, 25-year-old Maria Flores Soto, was killed along with her 1-year-old son. A 15-year-old boy was rushed to the hospital with major injuries as well. CHP says the suspect's blood alcohol level was 2.5 times over the legal limit.
A man with alleged ties to a California prison gang has pleaded not guilty to killing 6 people, including a teenage mother and her baby. Angel Uriarte and Noah Beard are the suspects in last month's massacre in the central California town of Goshen. You may remember this video here of that young mother trying to get away from the gunman. She drops her baby desperately over that fence. Both men are charged with 6 counts of murder and other crimes.
Out of North Highlands, and the search for someone who spray painted a swastika over a Ukrainian flag. Surveillance video shows a man in a mask walk up to the Ukrainian-American house on Auburn Boulevard Sunday. A Ukrainian man who's lived in the U.S. for 25 years noticed the vandalism hours later while driving to church with his son and decided to paint over the hateful sign himself.
I'm feeling bad. I'm just going to a paint store, just buy paint, spray paint, and come back with my son and just say, son, I want to record a video. If somebody do that in this country, it's wrong, because this country has freedom.
He had to paint over the swastika 5 times before it totally disappeared.
Now to Poland, where President Biden marked 1 year since Russia's invasion of Ukraine, with a clear message to Vladimir Putin saying NATO has never been more united.
Meanwhile, in Russia, Putin falsely tried to blame the West for the war. Here's CBS 13's Ed O'Keefe.
President Biden in Warsaw, President Putin in Moscow, with dueling messages on the eve of the first year of war in Ukraine. Mr. Biden recalled his high-stakes trip to its capital.
1 year ago, the world was bracing for the fall of Kyiv. Well, I just come from a visit to Kyiv, and I can report Kyiv stands strong. Kyiv stands proud. It stands tall. And most important, it stands free.
And he sought to shame Putin, accusing him and the Russian military of committing atrocities.
They've committed depravities, crimes against humanity, without shame or compunction. They've targeted civilians with death and destruction, used rape as a weapon of war.
Thousands of Polish citizens, Ukrainian refugees, and American diplomats and aid workers gathered to see the president, the centerpiece of a stage featuring smoke machines and resembling a rock concert. Hours earlier, Putin's national address was delivered to a room full of loyalists. He claimed Russia isn't fighting the Ukrainian people, but that they've become hostage to Western masters, and said the West is responsible for fueling the Ukrainian conflict. Putin also announced he's suspending participation in the last remaining nuclear arms reduction treaty with the U.S.
Since President Biden took office, the U.S. has committed more than $30 billion in military assistance to Ukraine.
President Biden has so far rejected calls for military aircraft, saying that will likely lead to a third world war. More tragedy developing tonight in Turkey. At least 8 have died after that new and powerful earthquake struck. Dashcam video shows the moment everything went dark as a 6.4 magnitude quake shook the ground. It hit in the same area along the border between Turkey and Syria as that deadly and devastating quake a couple of weeks ago that killed nearly 45,000 people.
Tonight, federal regulators have taken charge of that cleanup effort after that toxic train derailment in Ohio that we've been reporting on. They're ordering the rail company to foot the bill. The head of the EPA and Ohio's governor toasted with tap water from a home in East Palestine, reassuring residents that it is, in fact, safe to drink. So far, the Ohio EPA has tested the water in more than 550 homes.
The State of Downtown Sacramento address took place today, and the keynote speaker says the King's Purple Beam is boosting business. And while the homeless crisis is still a huge issue, he says Sacramento is actually doing better than other major cities. One thing the Downtown Partnership wants to focus on, building hotel occupancy rates. Downtown Sacramento has just under 4,000 hotel rooms, compared to cities like Austin, Texas, with 17,000. And that is tonight's 7 at 11. Everything you need to know in the first 7 minutes of the newscast. Now let's take a closer look at one of our top stories tonight.
With storm preps underway across the valley, many are still dealing with the impacts of our storms from January.
CBS 13's Steve Large is in Cameron Park, where floodwaters on New Year's Eve forced evacuations.
Come here, baby. Come and say hi. Yeah, we got company, see?
83-year-old Betty Walker.
Yeah, look here, get the picture. Yeah, little pretty girl, yeah.
And her dog Jazzy are bracing for more stormy weather to hit their Cameron Park neighborhood.
Well, let me tell you this way. If they don't have it done by now, then it's not going to get done.
About 30 minutes ago, it just blew off the house.
Across the street, the wind already took down the screen door at neighbor Chris Rivero's home.
We were displaced for like, 3.5 weeks.
Rivero and Walker still have the sandbags up around their Cameron Park homes.
We're trying to get dried out.
After flooding left them stranded New Year's Eve.
Everything from the street flows right into the house.
A foot of standing water created a moat around Rivero's home he and his wife had just purchased.
We were considering just walking away from the property. I mean, it was that scary.
Now, gusty winds and heavy snow are forecast to create more trouble. El Dorado County is warning people to have enough food, water, and batteries on hand for several days. PG&E is ramping up staffing to deal with expected outages.
So these sandbags aren't going to go anywhere now, right?
No, we don't plan on moving them until springtime.
Cameron Park bracing for another winter blast. Their storm preps are already in place.
Oh, listen, that's okay. You're being good. Your mommy's a good girl. Yeah, looky there. Yeah.
Cameron Park's elevation sits at about 1,100 feet, so they should get some of that low snow if the forecast holds up. This now, a new traffic safety project in Folsom will start in the spring, aimed at reducing crashes and fatalities. Crews will be working along Folsom Lake Crossing and East Natoma Street. The project will include 2,000 feet of metal median barriers, speed feedback signs, and updated pavement markers.
A Sacramento sports legend and very close friend of mine died today. You may not recognize his face or know his name, but without Greg Van Dusen, the landscape of our community wouldn't look the same. The headline of Greg's life would read, he was the guy who helped broker the deal that brought the Kings to Sacramento. But the bigger story of his life and his impact goes way beyond the world of sports. Greg was a father, friend, philanthropist, mentor to many, and good guy to all.
Is it that long? That's easy. Sure, we'll make it.
That was classic Greg Van Dusen, as he led the effort to build a new arena, Arco at the time, for the Sacramento Kings, a team that wouldn't be in town if he hadn't helped negotiate the deal to get him here from Kansas City. Greg was always full of optimism, from his young baseball playing days to his time in Vietnam, to being a father, grandfather, and friend. He was always present, poised, and powerful, and not in a pound-your-chest sort of way.
Really can't say enough about my dad.
As his sons proudly remember, their dad's eagle-eyed vision to get things done, tender touch to respect everyone involved, and strong faith in God helped guide his every move.
Aside from serving others, the greatest way to show love to the world was to inspire others to do great things.
And do those great things with a smile.
Even on his last breaths, he still had a sense of humor. He was still laughing and joking.
His family wanted to share with us those final moments.
Hey, this is Greg. I hope everybody is doing well.
And Greg's final message.
It's been a wonderful life. I just want to send all of you my love and thanks and blessings.
Blessings that'll last long after his passing.
One of the biggest things he taught us as his sons was loyalty and always having your friends and family's back, no matter what.
Loyalty, love, and laughter. Not a bad way to live your life. Greg and I had lunch earlier this month, and he wasn't looking good. I had a feeling it would be our last. Last Thursday, he called to say goodbye. I just wanted to give you the exclusive, he joked. Well, tonight, so many of us just want to say thank you. Yes, for bringing the Kings to town, but more importantly, for all that other stuff you did in your 72 years of life.
Beautiful tribute. All new here at 11, celebrating our state's leading ladies. The record number of women now holding office and why they say it's a win for everyone. Plus, could a Northern California school district be the next to ban certain books? The big new debate tonight over a reading assignment. We're back in 90 seconds.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get up and get into Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight, including Ford F-150 and the all-new Ford Super Duty. Or check out Ford Maverick and Ford Ranger. So get into Ford Truck Month and see what a built Ford tough truck can do for you, where there's a great selection in stock. Get a Ford F-150 XLT truck with 0.9% APR financing for 60 months plus $1,000 customer cash. Only at your California Ford dealers.
When it comes to your sewer, what goes down must come out. Get a detailed video inspection absolutely free with any sewer drain cleaning and keep life flowing in the right direction. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com.
We are Astound Broadband. Experience the #1 rated internet for $25 all in with a 2-year price lock. Connect to a world of possibilities. Get fast, reliable internet at our best price ever. We are Astound Broadband. Switch today.
It's the final days of NorCal Honda Dealers President's Day sales event, and everyone's voting Honda. Ask anyone who owns a Honda.
I feel confident every time I get in this car.
Honda's the best car I've ever owned. Hurry in now for big savings on Honda. Legendary for fuel efficiency and America's top brand for value. But don't wait. Our President's Day sales event ends soon. New SUVs are arriving daily, so come in now to buy or reserve your Honda.
I would expect this car to last longer than I'm going to last.
Event ends February 26th.
Welcome back. New at 11, a bomb threat made over a controversial school club. Authorities say a middle school in Virginia received an email threat against the Satan Club. The senators saying they would set off the bombs once everyone was evacuated, calling the school evil and accusing it of promoting devil worship. Police searched the school but didn't find anything.
Now to a live look at the state capitol tonight, where Northern California Assemblyman Matt Haney is fighting for more protections for in-home caregivers. He introduced a bill that would create a framework to address labor disputes between the state and organizations that represent in-home caregivers. And if you have a loved one suffering from Alzheimer's or dementia, you know just how challenging it can be to take care of them.
But as Max Darrow tells us, there is now help available to get through those difficult moments, and it's all through virtual reality.
And get your shoes on.
Okay.
Then we're going to go for a walk.
Oh, all right.
Loving husband, best friend, and primary caregiver. Those are just a few of Jess Guy's important titles.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Okay. Let me get my jacket.
Okay, yeah.
He cherishes every moment with Valerie, his wife of 50 years, who has Alzheimer's disease.
Go to the stop sign and turn around and go back.
Like their routine walks through their Los Gatos neighborhood.
You know, if the neighbors are out, we stop and chat with them sometimes. So it's kind of nice. So it's very important.
His love for Valerie truly is something special.
She always had a pretty good laugh and had a good time. Always had a good time at parties and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good dancer. She's a great dancer.
Oh, yeah.
Dance my legs off, that's for sure.
Love is the reason why Jess is always looking for ways to be a better partner and caregiver. The reason why he recently decided to put on this virtual reality headset.
That's good, yeah. You know, it might give me some new ideas and new thoughts on how to deal with problems as they pop up.
As the caregiver,
Jess tested out a VR training experience designed to help caregivers who assist people living with dementia and Alzheimer's. A team of students and faculty from Santa Clara University are behind the project. They're testing it out at Hearts and Minds, the senior care center where Valerie goes to daycare. Dr. Sheila Uter is an advisor on the project.
We're really just trying to evolve the training and the way people can interact with a new level of technology.
hi Kai, welcome home.
The user, Jess in this case, goes through a few simulations of real-life scenarios where a person with Alzheimer's becomes agitated, confused, or aggressive during the sundowning phase of the disease. The user decides how to respond and then experiences the outcomes.
It's something that gives them a new way of learning how to cope with their day-to-day lives, how to work with difficult days that they have with their loved ones that they take care of.
It reinforced what I think is the right thing to do, which, at least on this, it appeared to be the right thing to do. So I really appreciated that.
It can be a challenge caring for someone with cognitive decline. At times, it can take a serious toll on the caregiver. But Jess says there's a line of thinking that really helps put everything in perspective.
I can take in what she's saying or what she's not saying and just accept it. It's like I said before. It's not the person, it's the disease.
Wow. And a little bit helps, that's for sure. The team will continue to test the project for the next several months. The goal is to have the project live in the field with caregivers in early 2024.
Within the last hour, Sacramento City leaders decided a cannabis shop can, in fact, open up next to a drug rehab facility. Lucretia Young is one of 10 people impacted by the war on drugs who won a city lottery to open a cannabis storefront. But the proposed store is right next to Diamond House Detox. Now, the concern is the clinic could be tempting for people battling drug addiction. Young still needs to complete construction and get a city inspection before she can open up for business.
Tonight, a Bay Area school district is discussing the idea of banning books. The San Ramon Valley Unified School District isn't banning any books just yet, but is informing parents about the process. This comes as a book dealing with LGBTQ topics called Genderqueer is raising concerns among parents. Other books the board is expected to discuss include Push and Lawn Boy. Parents claim the two books discuss explicit sexual content like incest and pedophilia. The new face of California's legislature is female. A record number of women were elected in last year's midterms, making history with 50 now serving the Golden State.
This year, 42% of state lawmakers are women. About 5 years ago, that number was drastically different at just 22%. It's a big change many tell us is long overdue.
California's legislature is now reflective of California.
For a bill to become law in California, it's going to need support from the women in this room.
The work we've done to get women elected is intentional, and it's taken a lot of focus and hard work.
Senate President Pro Tem Tony Atkins among the state leaders honoring the 50 women now serving in the California legislature, the most in Golden State history.
When women lead, we tend to lead for everybody, not just women. We take care of families, our elders, our parents, issues related to poverty and equity and education.
The lawmakers gathering for the California Women Lead reception, an event meant to foster female leadership and boost their collective power and influence.
When women run, women win in large percentages. So we want to get women to say yes to running, to say yes to leading.
According to the Center for Women in Politics, the number of women serving in all state legislatures has more than quintupled since 1971.
And we are just 10 women away from reaching gender parity in the California state legislature, which is for the first time in history.
Political progress at a level of government delivering big impact and inspiration. So which state has the most women lawmakers? Well, according to the Center for American Women in Politics, that's Nevada at more than 60%. As for the lowest, that's West Virginia with 12%.
New at 11, the League to Save Lake Tahoe just announced it's building a new environment and education center to teach the public how to protect the lake, which we all want to do, of course. The site will be at the busy intersection of Highway 50 and Tahoe Boulevard in South Lake Tahoe. This is what the nonprofit's future home is expected to look like. It'll be a hub for collaboration, volunteering. I'm still drawing it. Hold on. Not quite done. You know what? I ran out of ink. Trust me, it's going to be a nice place. There it is, focused on the League's mission to keep Tahoe blue. Officials say the center will feature an outdoor amphitheater, a native plant garden, and a science lab. Did you know I was an artist, Christine?
I did not know that. Nice job. All right, well, we're going to paint that picture with some snow over the next couple of days. We're going to keep some snow in the forecast for this year, all the way down the foothills. What about the valley? That's potential, but we'll check on that coming up and have your complete forecast. But first, here's what's coming up tonight on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
More frosty weather is on the way. I'll have your first alert forecast pinpointing where you'll see heavy snowfall.
Plus, with a chance of low snow, the Answers Desk has 3 important things to remember when you're behind the wheel. Tomorrow on CBS 13 Mornings.
Tonight.
Welcome one and all to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert.
Colbert's got a new Late Show with Pink. Tonight on CBS. At Stanton Optical, independent eye doctors are available for eye exams whenever you need one. You should have seen me before I got mine. You're so quiet. Are you mad at me? Book your same-day eye exam at Stanton Optical today.
We all need something different from our home, and sometimes that's just more house. That's why Golden One helps you get more.
You're approved.
From lower rates to expert advice from people who can guide you through the process. So whether it's more space to share a meal or somewhere to entertain new friends, we'll get you into your perfect home. As a not-for-profit credit union, we make sure you get more, so you can be more.
Three moms who each like to bank their own way. Luckily, they've all got Chase. Smart bankers. Convenient tools. One bank with the power of both. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Okay, if you sign right here, I'll give you a check for $100.
Stop. Don't sign anything from the insurance company until you speak with me. I will handle your case personally. And remember, when something goes wrong, call me, Ann Fong.
Winter home sales events. McCreary's Home Furnishings.
Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. We do the math, people. For $79, you get all this. That costs over $400 at LensCrafters, over $200 at Walmart, and over $150 at America's Best. When it comes to value, Stanton Optical is the top bird.
And we are back with your first alert weather. We have first alert action days, but first of all, live look outside, a Holiday Inn. There's that flag blowing, and we did have some very gusty winds, damaging winds throughout Northern California today. Those winds are starting to drop off at this hour. We did see 40 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts. It was still a nice day. Look, our daytime temperature is 70 degrees in Vacaville, 67 in Stockton, 66 here in Sacramento. Nice mild temperatures up in the Sierra foothills. We're not going to see those temperatures again for quite some time. First alert action day Thursday, again on Friday, heavy mountain snow that will extend down into the foothills. Very cold storm system for us that may even bring us historic snow down to valley floor. So we'll wait to see how all that happens. We do have winter storm warning. As you know, we're talking about foothill snow, so you can see that chain controls are possible all the way down into Auburn. These blue areas indicate frost warnings for tonight, freeze warnings for East Bay locations. Look at some of our temperatures overnight tonight. Upper 20s for Auburn, 26 Grass Valley, 31 in Marysville, mid-30s throughout the valley. Windy, cold, and wet the next few days. Protect people, plants, pets. Heavy Sierra snow, slow going to and from the mountains. And this is what our day planner looks like for Wednesday. Very cold temperatures to start the morning. And then we'll see scattered showers, heavier showers throughout the afternoon hours. Gusty winds at times. We did see some snow today, and we still have chain controls on 80 and 50, as well as 88 and 89. Cold air will continue to move through the region. There it is, making its move tomorrow afternoon, and then you see Sacramento's in that pink area. That's a mixture of rain and snow by overnight Wednesday into Thursday. We keep the snow down to low elevations, stretching from Lincoln, Roseville down to El Dorado Hills and certainly Folsom all the way through Friday morning. Then things begin to dry up just in time for the weekend. Here's your forecast for tomorrow. Mainly dry for the Bay Area, Delta, and Valley. We'll start to see some scattered showers up in the foothills, snow showers likely in the Sierra. Next 7 days, we're going to keep it wet. This may extend all the way through much of March. Cold temperatures Thursday and Friday, and we'll keep the showers back in by the early part of next week. Sarah?
Christine, look, I know winter doesn't want to let go, but spring, I can assure you it's around the corner, and along with the change in season comes a lot of change on the diamond. We'll discuss the new rules that Major League Baseball is implementing this season coming up next in sports.
Watch CBS News Sacramento on your Android device. It's so easy. Go to cbs13.com/Android for step-by-step instructions.
This This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get up and get into Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight. Get a Ford F-150 XLT truck with 0.9% APR financing for 60 months plus 1,000 customer cash.
For businesses of all sizes, there are a lot of choices when it comes to your internet and technology needs. When you choose Comcast Business Internet, you choose the largest, fastest, reliable network. You choose advanced security for total peace of mind. And you choose a next-generation 10G network that's always improving, getting faster, more reliable, and more intelligent to keep you ready for today and tomorrow. The choice is clear. Make your business future-ready with the network from the most innovative company, Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Made for the calling. Made for endurance. Made for corners and bumps. Made for action. And made for style. The official vehicle of Palisades Tahoe. Made for the mountain. Toyota, let's go places.
To see what you've got. Is it COVID or is it not? Ask for medication. Decrease risk of complications. That's a 1, 2, 3 to stop COVID from multiplying. Isolate so you don't repeat it. Test it, treat it, you can beat it.
Yeah. Visit youcanbeatit.org or call 833-422-4255 to ask for medication to treat COVID-19.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get up and get into Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight. Get a Ford F-150 XLT truck with 0.9% APR financing for 60 months plus 1,000 customer cash.
Now, the Xfinity Sports Zone.
What's up, sports fans? Sarah Hodges with you. Spring training is officially underway, and we've got a lot of change to get used to this baseball season. With so much change in the air, we thought it would be a good time to break down some of Major League Baseball's new rules.
In minor league baseball last year, the games were 26 minutes shorter.
This was because of the new pitch timer that was implemented. Essentially, pitchers will have to begin their deliveries within 15 seconds with bases empty and 20 seconds with at least one runner on board.
Viewership shows if games are past 3 hours, people have a tendency to tune out.
A measure the MLB has taken to accelerate the pace of play. But this decision isn't perceived well by all.
See, I think baseball's supposed to be slow.
It is a long sport. If you don't like it, then don't watch.
It's no secret. The majors have seen a dramatic decline in attendance and viewership over the years. So change is inevitable.
I certainly think this can be a more exciting brand of baseball than what we're seeing right now, with the batting averages are at an all-time low in baseball, right? Pitching is far ahead of the offense, and hopefully this evens it out a little bit.
Next, bigger bases. First, second, and third base have increased from 15 inches to 18.
The bases are bigger, so the distance between first and second and third is going to be shorter, so I think that's going to increase the opportunity for guys to try to steal bases. So I'm certainly in favor of it. I'm sure it'll make its way to our level at some point as well.
And finally, shift restrictions. 2 infielders must be positioned on either side of second base when a pitch is released, and all 4 infielders must have both feet within the infield when the pitcher is on the rubber.
Certainly with eliminating the shift, you're hoping that more balls are in play, more base runners get on base, more runs are scored.
You're going to see a lot of guys have to play just better defense in general, and you're going to see a lot more guys get a lot more hits. I think you're going to see a lot more excitement offensively.
All the changes, a lot to digest. Probably the biggest bulk of change in baseball that most of us have seen in our lifetime.
I'm a traditionalist, but I do understand that, with anything, change can be good. So we'll see what happens.
We're going to have to see what happens. But a big thanks to Sac State for helping me break down the pros and cons of those changes. And look, if you guys want to watch Sac State play this weekend, it's going to be a little cold, so you're going to have to bundle up. But they're going to be at home taking on the University of St. Thomas. And they're getting good this season. Some changes on the mound there, but yeah.
The only rule that doesn't change this year is the rule that Adrian's a Giants fan year in and year out.
Oh, yeah. That will never change.
No, not going to be written out of the will. Thank you very much.
All right, guys. She's already grown more than a foot, but hasn't been given a proper name. How the zoo is hoping its newest addition will help fund a brighter future.
Looking to update your home? Now's the time to save at Zothex. Through the end of the month, get up to 20% off all flooring and up to 50% off MSRP on all cabinets. Only at Zothex.
Zothex. Zothex.
Every week on Sports Sunday, we do more than just show you the highlights.
We'll have interviews and insight from special guests you won't want to miss.
Zothex Flooring, Cabinets, and more. CBS 13 Sports Sunday. Sunday nights at 11:30 on CBS 13.
Hello? I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl that did.
Why do we shoot baskets with paper balls?
For the same reason we play scratchers from the California Lottery, because a little play can make your day.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you.
1,000 positions hiring. Endless opportunity. Benefit from world-class training. A 6-figure starting salary. And make a positive difference in your community. Apply now. Scan the code or visit jointhechp1000.com.
Looking to update your home? Now's the time to save at Zothex. Through the end of the month, get up to 20% off all flooring and up to 50% off MSRP on all cabinets. Only at Zothex.
Zothex.
Calling all bidders, the Sacramento Zoo is hoping its newest edition will help fund a brighter future.
Yeah, with just one more week before the online naming auction comes to an end, the zoo is asking for a high-dollar donation to name its new endangered baby giraffe.
Aww.
Look how sweet. The zoo says the proceeds from the naming bid will help fund the new zoo being built in Elk Grove, which is at least 4 times bigger.
A new zoo has not been built from the ground up in the entire country in the last 30 years. This zoo is going to be as big and amazing as our community wants it to be, and we really do need everybody's help.
So far, the donation drive has one bid to name the baby at $5,600.
All right, what do you got? What do you got?
I like Riff Raff.
Riff Raff?
Riff Raff.
Riff Raff the giraffe.
That's right.
I like What Up. Hey, what up? He's up. We'll see you later.
Good night.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is handing over access to all Capitol Hill security footage from the January 6th attack to, of all people, Fox News host Tucker Carlson, one of the most prominent promoters of conspiracy theories about the January 6th insurrection.
He's going to use this footage, comb through it, and create some sort of alternate narrative January 6th.
The Late Show has acquired Tucker Carlson's alternate narrative of January 6th.
What a super day, January 6th. Lots of friendly words, chirping birds. Afterwards, all the windows were fixed. Q stands for quite fun. Josh Hawley likes to run.